Peace, family. Welcome to Off the Mic with the IZM. I am the IZM. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, I actually have no idea what I'm doing, but this idea was dropped into me, so I decided that I would run it. First of all, would like to thank Sean Battle, Treasure Board, the EvoluCulture family, Don Krypton in the background. Um, yeah, man. I decided to come up with off the mic just based off the fact that I think it's really important that artists get um to speak their truth and to speak their narrative as they see fit, and not how another form or person chooses to tell us how we need to take them in. So on the show, we're gonna have some independent artists. We're gonna talk about stuff that's going on in the industry, you know, things of that nature, things that I think we all need to know. As someone that may be privy to certain information, I think it's kind of cool to be able to share it. And everything that we talk about on this show, you can go online and Google. I'm not really one for like the gossipy type of stuff. It's not really my thing. Um, but sometimes we actually may get into some shit. Uh, First of all, I believe today is Aaliyah's birthday, and I remember it was a Sunday morning, and I had to go to church that day, and it was on the radio, and I remember getting ready for church, like I don't even want to go, like baby girl is gone, like what it like, and it's not like I can talk to my aunt about it. She has no idea of who Aaliyah was, and every time I think about it, it pains me. And then for her catalog to not be on the streaming platforms still, it's like another like. But I wish her eternal rest, and we have a great body of work to reflect on. Uh, regarding our queen, man, I really miss her. Yeah, man, that I think that's just gonna always hurt. That's one of those things that's just not gonna get easy. It's always gonna sting. Like Whitney, Amy Winehouse. Like don't like it's just never gonna not hurt. So with that being said, family, I think it's time that we get into the business. All right, family. Wow. Like I said, these are all things that you can Google and read. I just kind of took like the fat from these particular articles. No infections reported during packed COVID concert. Let me say that again. No infections reported during packed COVID concert. Okay. Wait. Don't trip. Don't trip. Let me break it down for you. So this concert happened on December 12th at a Sala Apollo. It's a bar in Barcelona, Spain. Apparently 463 people attended said concert. Participants were between ages 18 and 59, whom all tested negative the day of the event and 2 weeks prior to the concert. Now, let's think about this. If you want to go to Afropunk and you had to test the day of and test negative 2 weeks prior to the concert, would you really be willing to do that just to go to a concert? You know what? I think I would. At this particular point, I'm tired of fucking being in the house. I want to go to a fucking concert. I want to go to a fucking restaurant. I want to fucking chill and see my friends. I'm fucking sick of this shit. Anyway, I'll proceed. N95 masks were distributed to everyone in line at the show. All right, that's cool. So not only were you masked, everybody tested negative the day of and 2 weeks prior. Okay, still comfortable. They said that measures were taken to prevent huge lines in crowds for obvious reasons. The study that was done during this concert proved concerts are safe with masks and proper ventilation. Now they had like outdoor thing where you go like, smoke or whatever, or have your cute little drink or whatever. But everybody was still masked, and apparently negative for 2 weeks prior in the day of. So I don't know if I'm ready to do no study, but I know I'm ready to get the fuck back into a concert. All right, moving on. Oh, y'all, this is a black people, get ready for your laugh. Ariel Pink dropped by label over Trump support. So apparently, Ariel Pink, it's some sort of indie rock guy who was signed to this label called Mexican Summer. How you signed to Mexican Summer and you a Trump supporter? I digress. So anywho, Mr. Pink was dropped by the label after attending a pro-Trump rally. Now, brother, we are in the age of camera phones. Everybody got a damn phone. Everybody's taking pictures all the time. What the fuck makes you think you're not gonna get caught? Dummy. Ha! That's what you get. Anyway, apparently now he's boo-hooing and crying because he's unable to support himself because he can't tour. Now he's basically homeless. I'm sorry, sir. Did you drop your white privilege EBT card on the way out? Right? You feel me? Right? Get the fuck out of here. Apparently, the label assured him that he wouldn't be dropped, but the backlash got too crazy. The label felt pressured, so the label texted him and dropped him. How you get dropped from a label in a text message? You can't FaceTime me? I wish I could feel sorry for you, but I don't. Moving on. Oh, this is probably one of my favorite stories in like the past couple of days. Mark Pitts is now the president of RCA Records. Mark Pitts, he used to do A&R for like a lot of really like popping people. He was also the former. Hold on. Mark Pitts was the former manager of the Notorious B.I.G. Right. And did A&R work for J. Cole, Usher, Miguel, and Chris Brown? Okay, so he knows his shit. Now, the shakeup at RCA, I think, is really interesting because not only is it kind of sudden, but Mark Pitts is a black man. A black man is now the president of one of Sony's biggest frontline labels. I don't even know if RCA has like ever had a black president. Mark may be the first. In that case, fuck yeah. Hell yeah. I'm here for all this shit. Okay. Okay, now for those of you who don't know, RCA, some of the artists on RCA being ASAP Rocky, Britney Spears, Childish Gambino, Christina Aguilera, Doja Cat, D'Angelo, A-Keys, boom, boom. So yeah, I guess RCA said, okay, well, we're noticing this shift in consumer demand. So how about we're just gonna move you out the way and put this black guy as the president of the label, because clearly hip hop and R&B are like nearly a third of all streams and a third of all video streams, and making it like the two most popular genres like in the industry right now. So yeah, I guess them putting a black man as president of the company, I guess they feel is a good move on their part. I mean, to me, it's just like, hey, black man, bring more of that black music so we can make more of that black money. But anyway, like on a more serious note, congratulations to Mr. Pitts. This is definitely a feat. Moving on. Another good one. One that especially for anybody out there who is an independent artist who distributes your music yourself to the independent platforms. This is a good one too. So apparently, Tidal and SoundCloud are now neck and neck in terms of revenue. Now, Title's had a lot of issues over the years, as we all know from uh they were saying that they were lying about streaming numbers and all that other stuff. And SoundCloud, they have their own shit with them too. But now apparently they're neck and neck in terms of their gross revenue. Tidal grew their revenue grew 13.1% in 2019, but bringing it to 166.9 million for the year. But yet and still, like, Tidal still kind of struggling in the background. I mean, the gain is great, but you know, the only thing about Tidal versus SoundCloud for me is the fact that you can actually upload your music like directly to SoundCloud. If you could do that with Tidal would be a lot more popular. But you know, whatever. I thought it was something cute to mention. Moving on. Oh man. Oh man. All right, guys. Get ready for your Young Money double feature. These are good. These are good. Universal Music Group has acquired the Young Money catalog for a whopping $100 million. Now, this Young Money catalog doesn't just contain Wayne's music. Okay, we got Wayne, we got Nicki, we got Drake. So Wayne said, okay, so fuck it, I'm gonna just sell the catalog. I'm gonna take this 100 million, but are you sharing that money with Drake and Nicki? Because after a certain point, Drake started dropping stuff with RCA, I believe, or like his own label, which is like underneath RCA. So he's not even associated with Young Money anymore. So, but all of those albums up until maybe 2017, 2018 was all on Young Money. So don't be shocked if you start hearing Drake songs and fucking Gillette commercials. The deal happened in June 2020 amidst a looming legal battle, a looming legal lawsuit Ronald Sweeney had over Wayne. Ronald Sweeney was Wayne's former manager. But apparently Sweeney found out about this deal, and in December was like, oh, so you sold that catalog for 100 mil. Oh, all right, but hold on. Let me go back to this contract that we signed. That says here it is. You engaged in an oral agreement with Mr. Sweeney. This oral agreement pretty much says that Wayne would pay Sweeney 10% of lawsuit settlements and the sale of any master recordings owned by Young Money. So it wasn't on paper, it was an oral agreement, which I guess stands up in court somehow. I don't know. So you sold the catalog and you took that money, not really realizing, oh wait, there's a part of this contract where, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to hit Sweeney off, but he's not my manager no more, so I don't really have to hit him off. But see, now he's coming after you for $20 million. If you had done the right thing, I mean, 20 million out of 100 mil or whatever else, or plus everything else he's worth in amassed, 20 million might not be shit, but doing things the right way, I'm sorry. Also, Wayne isn't the only artist that's been selling their lives away. My beloved Shakira sold 100% of her catalog to Hypnosis. Wow. All of her, damn, Shakira, damn. Mick Fleetwood, his royalties were bought out by BMG following the viral success of the Fleetwood Mac song Dreams, which seemed to go really, really popular on TikTok. And Neil Young sold 50% of his stake to Hypnosis as well. So everybody's just selling their shit. So pretty much, yeah. Moving on. This is, man, I've been waiting to get to this because I don't think a lot of people have really been talking about it. I don't even know if a lot of people really know, but so I'm very happy to announce that Nicki Minaj and Tracy Chapman have settled out of court. It's not going to be a long legal battle. Nicki has been ordered to pay Miss Tracy Chapman a whopping $450,000 in a copyright lawsuit that Miss Chapman slammed Mrs. Petty with because she sampled something for Sorry. Now, what I don't understand is, all right, so allegedly, I don't know for sure, allegedly. So, what I had heard in the streets or whatever, right? I had heard that, like, Nicki didn't get the okay from Tracy, so she canned it, but she sent it to Funkmaster Flex. Not for him to play on the air, just like, you know how we are as artists, we get excited, we want to share our shit with people. Dumbass Funkmaster Flex plays it on the radio, bam, she gets slapped with a lawsuit. And let's be real, Nicki's been going through a lot of shit lately. I mean, a lot. I mean, a lot. If it wasn't this lawsuit and stuff with Mr. Petty, and it's just been a lot. I'm just glad that this whole thing is over. Nicki can pay this and she can move on, and Miss Tracy can move on, and it doesn't have to be this long drawn out thing or where they're in and out of court kinds of that. Nobody wants to see two Black women do that. So I'm glad that's over. So I think we're getting to the part of the show where I'm getting a little nervous. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to bring on a very, very insanely talented, wonderful, singing ass human being. My first featured artist on Off the Mic. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get into the motherfucking interview. Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's time. Wait, this is supposed to be on. See, this is why I don't be wanting to fucking use no gadgets. I'm sorry, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to some and present to others an insanely talented man, a very dear friend of mine, and someone that I feel like you should know. His most recent album, Kwame, is now available on all streaming platforms. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to Off the Mic, Mr. A Natural. No pictures, please, stop, no pictures, no fucking pictures, stop it. Brother, how are you? I can't hear you.
That's my fault.
There we go.
Okay. What's going on?
How are you, brother? How you doing?
I am doing very well. I am relaxing after a very busy week that really hasn't ended yet. So yeah, that's what I'm
doing. First of all, congratulations on the release of Kwame. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of it.
Yes.
The live experience was by the way, the live concert is on your YouTube, right? Or your website?
It's not on YouTube yet. Right now it's on the website, but it's coming to YouTube and Instagram very soon.
Awesome. anaturalforever.com, right?
Yes.
Go to anaturalforever.com and watch the Kwame concert. Very, very dope experience. I was there in the room. Well, in the outside.
In the yard. There we go.
In the yard, right.
Yes.
for those who are new to you, what is one thing that you want people to know about A Natural off the bat?
Um, wow. Just like one thing. A Natural is open to whatever God has for him to do.
Rogosa.
Yeah. Because it's beyond just the singing, it's beyond just producing or writing. I feel like we all have a responsibility with the gifts and talents that God has given us.
Oh yeah.
And mine, I believe, supersede just being on a record. I believe that, my mother always taught me that you're responsible for every word that you write. So if I can't, reach you by the music, then I gotta reach you by some other way. But I know that's my responsibility, is to reach people. So
one thing that I can attest to, because okay guys, I've known this man for a very, very long time. I mean, like high school. Like we go back to like his first project. What I can say that I'm the most proud of is not only the way you progress from project to project, but the vulnerability started to come out a lot more toward the end. Were you a lot more comfortable to do that then, or was that something that you forced yourself? Because I kind of forced myself to do it. Was it something that came natural to you, or was it something that you had to push yourself into?
I think I've always been transparent, whether it's been through music or just in my everyday life. I believe that when I was doing gospel, I had an agenda to, preach a certain message. But then toward the end of my gospel career, I guess you can call it, I just wanted to be very real about my own personal walk with God. And when it comes to R&B, I would have to say that the vulnerability definitely showed up in this last project way more than it ever has, only because I also had another agenda. Like I wanted to try, my hand at being a quintessential R&B artist. Like I wanted to do that and show that. So my writing geared towards that. But I guess, with everything that happened in 2020, it was not time to play around. It was not time to fake the funk. Like I needed to just be me.
Right.
And that's how Kwame came out. And that's where the vulnerability really just kind of showed its face.
I hope you take this well, because it's a total compliment. I was thinking about this last night. By the way, I have no questions written. This is just all from the heart, and being someone that knows you, but also a fan of what you do.
Okay.
I thought about that kind of struggle that Marvin Gaye had back in the day, where he wanted to express being a spiritual man, but that he still felt that tug and that pull to be his sensual self, his worldly self. But was that like a battle that you felt like you had to wage in your career, or were you always just kind of balanced with the art and the spiritual side?
I feel like I've always been balanced. I know that I've had to battle opinions about that balance. Back when I was doing gospel, a lot of people didn't like the way that I would do gospel. They thought it was too worldly. But then now, if you look at gospel music now, that's all they're doing. It's what the world has already been doing. And they're calling it great, but we were already doing that back, in the 90s. But then I know that there's a Bible verse, and I hate to be preachy, but there's a Bible verse that says, if my people don't praise me, then the rocks will cry out. And I believe that because there's been so many hangups and so many, rules about how you're supposed to express yourself in the church, that God chooses other people to bring it. Right. And, there are songs that have been #1 hits, or songs that are big in the quote unquote secular realm, that to me are like worship songs or praise songs. Like, some songs that have ministered to me more than any gospel song ever has. And I feel like, when God wants to do something, or if he's trying to make a point, or if something needs to be done to shake up the world, he's going to use whoever. It doesn't matter where they're from. So that's why I've always kind of just felt like I'm just write what I write. And if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't.
How did you handle some of the backlash that like you were getting back in the day? Like I don't think that's something that we ever really talked about. I think I just kind of saw it Because there would be times where like you would get on Facebook and you would just blow it off, and it was like, but he's right though.
Yeah,
You may not like it, but he's right.
I'll tell you a short story. I met a crew of people back when, I forget what the name of this open mic was, but it used to be in the city, at a club that Malik Yoba used to own. And I met a whole bunch of producers and artists or whatever. And one day they invited me to come to the city to do like a cipher, like a rap cipher type of thing. Because at the time I was just producing. It wasn't even like an artist.
Yeah.
And they just wanted to hear some of my beats. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So we're sitting in the room, everybody's smoking weed, drinking, whatever. And I'm just chilling. And I put my beats on, and then dude just started rapping in a circle. And then it gets to me. And the only thing I know at that time to do is just sing praise and worship. And I did it. And then the girl next to me, she continued doing that. Then the girl after her continued doing that. And then everybody in the circle just kept doing that because it was able to change the entire atmosphere.
Wow.
So my thing is, if I had not gone, then maybe that would have, contributed to somebody just keeping a negative mindset or keeping on the wrong path. But because I showed up and I did what I know I was supposed to do, regardless of any hangups that I might have had about people smoking weed or drinking or whatever, God got the glory. And I think that's what I'm here to do. It doesn't have to be preachy. It doesn't have to be gospel music all the time, but I'm supposed to show up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just what I did.
Would you say that was like a really like defining moment for you, like on your like artistic path? Because that feels like that would be to see how one thing that you did shifted the entire dynamic in the whole room. That's really powerful. Like, was that something that like made you go, you know what, maybe I have something?
It was definitely one of them. I mean, I know that there's been a lot of moments, and one day the book will be written. But that's definitely one of the moments. Definitely.
Yeah. So let's go back a bit. I kind of wanted to touch on like, and I know that I talk about this project, and I probably shouldn't because you can't get it, y'all. Sorry. I feel like the Aaron project was one of my favorites, but that was kind of when like I feel like there was like this like social responsibility that that you kind of had with certain songs, like red carpet.
Mm-hmm.
And like, speaking about like, the first of all, y'all, I'm really sorry that I'm talking about this project because it's not out, but it was like a fucking story from beginning to end. Like it was like completely genius. But then we have something like Conversations with God, which was another really fucking phenomenal project. Didn't you put out 2 projects last year?
3.
He said 3.
I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it, but
that's part about working. What space were you in when you were working on we're working on and developing Conversations with God? Like that's another one of my favorites, and what I've always kind of wanted to kind of grill you about, because of just it was just perfect for where I was in terms of like my spiritual journey and like things of that nature. Just what was that process like versus working on Kwame?
So to give it like the true backstory, if anyone doesn't know, Conversations with God is a book that was written by an author named Neil Donald Walsh. And I got put onto it for the first time by my best friend, Lenny Harrell.
Peace to Lenny Harrell, by the way.
Yes, shout out to him. Several years back when I was actually still doing gospel. I think it was maybe like right at the time that I stopped doing gospel. But I read this book and it literally changed my entire life. It changed my thought process about how I viewed God, how I viewed religion. I stopped being afraid of the dark. I stopped being afraid of the devil. I stopped being afraid to just live. And there's a lot of principles in that book that really stuck with me. fast forward to now, this pandemic shook everybody. And I started to have a lot of conversations, not just with God, but with my friends about just how everything was going and how we were feeling, and about how a lot of things that used to matter to us just didn't matter to us anymore because of what's been going on. And I wanted to be able to express those conversations, especially the ones that I was having with God, in some way, shape, or form. And the best way that I know how, of course, is through music. So I tapped my guy, Quan, who produced on the Ascension album.
Peace to Quan. Oh, Ascension.
Yes.
Oh, Ascension.
Yeah.
Oh.
And he produced every song that's on Conversations with God. And I just wrote from those conversations that, late at night I'll be praying or just talking to God. And, one particular night I could not sleep. And I remember the wind was crazy outside, like 80-mile gusts of wind. And I'm like, okay, is my house about to fall over? Like, what is going on? But I had such a peace. Like, I was like, let me just talk to God real quick and see what's going on. And that's where those songs came from. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Do you find it difficult to be like a spiritually minded artist in like an industry that doesn't really like give space for that? If that makes any sense.
It makes sense. And I think it depends on where you are in the industry. I have been lucky enough to be able to walk into plenty of different rooms being 100% my authentic self.
Yeah.
And it be accepted. And I think a lot of that is because I'm just good at what I do. Like, if I wasn't talented or good at what I do, they would not have me in the room. And having me in the room allows me to just be myself.
Word.
Like, I've been in studio sessions with, plenty of different celebrities, and they come in the room and it's just this warm feeling that we give each other. And to me, I know that's because of, the calling that I know that's on my life.
Right.
And it attracts people to that energy. So I've never had to deal with anybody looking at me like I was crazy or having a difference of opinion. And even if there were differences of opinions, or, someone practices a different religion or whatever, we're still there for a common goal. And I think being confident and strong in your own beliefs allows you to welcome that from other people. So I've never been in that situation, and hopefully I won't have to.
What is one thing or one situation that stands out that you experience like with someone in the industry that kind of made you like, I don't know how to deal with this person? You don't have to say names. No names.
Ask that one more time, because we just had a little glitch there.
Can you name one experience with someone in the industry where it was like, you know what, I don't know if I want to work with you. I don't know if I want to deal with this.
A celebrity?
Yeah, we don't name names here. We just, just speaking.
Never a celebrity. Surprisingly enough.
Really?
Yeah. And I guess the reason for that is because they're already there. They've already made it. And at that point, I'm the one that's looking for an opportunity. The only time that I've ever had an issue where I didn't want to work with someone was, honestly, and I hate to say this, with another independent artist. There's a sense of entitlement that some artists have where they feel like, oh, I'm dope, so you should want to work with me. And I can talk to you any kind of way that I want to and do whatever I want to.
But
and because I'm so dope.
But you can't.
Exactly. So I've had a few of those. Actually, I've had a lot of those, but we're definitely not going to say any names. I'm
so whenever like anyone reaches out to me to work with me, I'm honored because, first of all, I'm not really used to like collaborating with a lot of people to begin with. So, when Lenny came to me for Poison, when you came to me for Captain Oppressor, when Unusual came to me to do the Dark Alley Echo side project, it was like, well, I mean, I guess I'm doing something right. After years of like doubting myself and not really like believing in what I was doing. All right, Kwame, let's just like jump into it, because like I really, because after this show, I really want you guys to go check this record out. Buy it. I mean, you could stream it too, but buy it.
Yes.
We buy black music on Off the Mic.
Like Brandy
We
said,
do that.
we need the audience to buy the album.
Buy it.
Y'all can stream it too. It's okay.
That facts. Okay, on all platforms.
Yes.
What I love so much about Kwame is there's this sense of like, I hate to say this, man. I really hate to say this because this is kind of like your final record, right?
It is my last album indefinitely. I'm tired and I want to do some different things. I'm going to do some different things. It doesn't mean you're never going to hear from me again. It just means this is the last time that I'm going to do a full album era, you know, pulling out all the stops and spending a whole grip of money. Like, I'm done with that. I want to do that for other people now.
Makes sense.
Yes.
It's like you kind of get to a point where it's like, okay, I'm gonna get off the train, but I'm gonna help somebody get to their destination.
Yes.
Which is selfless, which walks in purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Kwame has this sense of completion of like the A Natural story.
Yeah.
And I had a moment with one of the songs. I think we all did.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you make peace within yourself to be able to really like write that? Because that was the name of the song escapes me. You're gonna have to help me out.
It's called The First Time. And
yes, The First Time, yes.
The First Time is kind of the point of the album. If anyone is familiar with the show on HBO called I May Destroy You, it was written, directed, and acted by the amazing Michaela Cole.
Awesome.
The story is about her dealing with, you know, various instances of assault in her life and processing that on how she deals with it, but also processing how she deals with other people's versions of the same thing. Mm-hmm. And in the show, one of her friends named Kwame goes through his own version of assault, and it triggered a memory of my own assault that happened to me. And something that I had never really addressed and never really thought about because it was never described this way.
Yeah.
And I thought it was something that happened to me, but I didn't know to call it assault. So that brought up a lot of different feelings and thoughts. And I was also dealing with some issues with some people not being who they said they were and hiding behind different things and trauma of their own life. And I decided, you know, instead of people hiding and fearing, you know, judgment from other people, let me free some people and tell my story.
Yeah.
So that's really how the whole album came to be, was me making a choice. I made the choice to just tell my story in hopes to free someone else, because I don't feel like I'm hindered by what happened to me. It wasn't debilitating, and it didn't really like shock my system when I had that realization. It really just motivated me to want to help other people. So that's really where this project came from.
What I'm really happy that you brought up I May Destroy You, because I actually did start watching it. And her whole experience was just crazy. But what happened to Kwame happened to me. Like that was my rape experience. Like I had to like, it was worse than that. But just seeing that, like I had to like, I was like, all right, I'm good.
Right.
And I had to put it down for like a little while and then come back to it. But to see like how he was processing it, how he wanted to tell her, but he didn't want to tell her, but because he sought help and they didn't want to help him because he was a guy, and it was just like, damn.
And then even with her, you know, not knowing that she was triggering him by her own actions, you know, by trapping him in the room with
Right.
a guy that traumatized him, and she's like, I'm trying to help you out, and not understanding that she's also like re-triggering him and all of his memories and insecurities. So
Right.
it's an amazing show about really trying to figure out how to process trauma. That's really kind of what it was. And for
Yeah.
me, you know, my way of working out my own issues is through music.
Yeah. Same.
Whether I'm writing about me or writing about another story of someone else's. But this was the first time on Kwame that I was specifically writing all the songs about me.
Yeah.
That's, you know, that's a first for me.
What is an album that you wish you could go back to and redo and put it out now?
The Ascension.
But Ascension was perfect though. Like
Ascension was perfect in its construction, but in its release and promotion, Corona came in and said, damn all that. Like she shut everything down.
yeah.
And tomorrow is actually the 1 year anniversary of that project coming out. And if I had my way, I would be on the road.
Happy birthday, Ascension!
I'm dropping something special for Ascension tomorrow, just so you guys can get back into that project. But if I had my way, I'd be on the road, you know, doing shows.
I miss doing shows, man. I miss doing shows so much. I can't even tell you. Like to have put a house album out and then COVID happens. That shut down my whole shit. Like I was gonna go ham that whole summer.
Yeah.
And it just said, you know what? No, you're gonna sit your ass down, and you're just gonna sit your ass down. Mm-hmm. And it's like to put out a house record and then to see people actually respond to it, to do shows and everybody's dancing. That felt so surreal. And then COVID was like,
yeah. I mean, I've had those moments probably all across my R&B career of thinking that something big was going to happen and just something else shifted and then something better came along. Like I said, there's going to be a book that I write. It's going to be a long book, but I'm okay with that now. And I think even with Rona shutting everything down, like I said, it brought me to this point of stillness to really think about a lot of different things and to recalibrate how I approach my music. And to me, I think that was one of the best things that happened, because then you got Conversations with God, then you got Kwame, and all the things that I had planned to do for Ascension, I was able to do with Kwame on lockdown. Like taping shows and doing interviews and, you know, really promoting and gaining a fan base. Like that all happened with this album, which it probably seems kind of stupid that I want to retire. But now that I've gotten to that point, like I know what to do. I know how to do this for real now, and I can pass it on to somebody else.
Yeah, which is kind of what I think it's about in the long run with us being gifted with what we've been gifted with, like to pass it down. I want to quit sometimes, but I love it so much to where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna just take a little time off, and then something will happen, and then I'll just get this crazy download, one song after the next, and then it just stops.
Right.
And then it's all right. Well, I guess I'm done. So,
and that's why I said indefinitely, because anybody knows, nobody knows what could happen. Like, you know, I could get inspired tomorrow and write a whole project, or, you know, want to put a song out or something like that. But I just know right now, I know that I have to go back to my initial responsibility of creating this platform for other artists. Like that's been my dream since day one, and I want to continue doing that.
So where do you see Natural City going?
Well, Natural City Music is the label that I own and operate. I have a new artist that is signed to me, and we will be announcing all of that in the next coming months. So that's a good look. We are also going to be partnering with a couple of different platforms to make sure that that platform that I'm trying to create for artists can reach everybody. There's going to be, of course, artist development, consultations. But as a label, I'm being very picky about who I, you know, bring into the fold.
Yeah.
But I definitely see it becoming I don't want to say like, a flagship label, but I want it to be an example of how you can be successful in your own right as an indie artist in a major world. And that's the goal. So hopefully I can achieve that within the next 5 years.
He said that, right? He said that shit, right? Right? Ladies and gentlemen, brother, you know I love you.
Yes.
And I thank you for doing this for me. I'm mad nervous. I've been nervous this whole time, but this was dropped and downloaded into my spirit, and it's just like it just kind of started taking legs. So thank you for being the first person. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna shut up because I just really want y'all to experience this man. Ladies and gentlemen, here to perform 2 selections from the newly released Kwame, Mr. A Natural. This is the motherfucking performance.
All right. This first one that I'm going to do is called No Pressure. Strong heart with a soft mind. Wonder why you worry about what lesser people think. Head lifted but closed eyes. I wish you could see you more than what you really think. You could simply walk by. Out of body, my spirit wants to mingle with yours and never tell you goodbye. What a beautiful black light. You work hard for others when the fight is at your door. Forgive me for my eyes. I've never seen a king mixing with their subjects unknown. Give thanks to the Most High. He was in his bag when he sent you to our shores. I'm only here to publicize. No pressure, no pressure, no pressure. We can take it easily. No pressure, baby. No pressure. Hey, yeah. I only wanna celebrate, levitate. Oh yeah. No pressure, yeah. Liberate, elevate. Oh yeah. No pressure. And when it's all said and done, and you still feel raw about it, I'll be waiting. Ooh. That's No Pressure. And the next song I'm going to do is also from the Kwame album. It's called Underwater. And let's get into that. You ain't gotta be so mean. You ain't gotta beef with me. The only thing from you I need is the truth and nothing but, yeah. See, I ain't trying to run you out, but you just wanna run your mouth. Baby, if we're having doubts, if this love is enough, if it's better where it's where to go, hey, darling, I won't stop you. I'm learning how to swim too. Oh, yeah. Let's see if you can hold your breath. Oh, yeah. Is it better? Is it better, baby? Oh, 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 oh. Do you know? Whoa, whoa, yeah, that's underwater. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
I told you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm over here hollering like I haven't heard these songs. That scattering you did at the end, unfair, yo. Unfair, bro. Like I had to take off my whole outfit. Like, brother, thank you again. Where can they find you, please? Where can they find you?
So you can find me on my website, which is anaturalforever.com. So that's the number 4. And all of my social media points to the same, A Natural Forever. Like I said, the Kwame album is out now on all platforms. Conversations with God is out on all platforms. The Ascension is out on all platforms, as well as the first project, Chronicles of an Overambitious Fat Boy, and the companion EP. All that stuff is out everywhere. You can find everything online.
Fat Boy 2 was fire too.
Thank you.
We didn't get to talk about that.
I know.
That will happen.
Yes.
Brother, I love you so much. I can't thank you enough. And I'll be seeing you soon, hopefully.
Yes. Thank you for having me on.
Mr. A.
Thank you.
Yeah, he did that. He did that. He did. Yeah, he did that. Right? He did that, right? All right, y'all. So it is now time for me to pull out the BBC. All right, guys. Thank you for coming to the Black Business Corner. See? Stop being nasty. See? Welcome to the BBC, where I highlight Black business owners in my area, in my surrounding area, or wherever I know them from. First things first, I kind of added this segment at the last minute. So my bad. So I don't have an actual human to come on to talk about their stuff, but I do have a really dope event that I do want you to know about, and hit it. The Last Poet, $1,000 Poetry Slam with Brother God Sent this Sunday, January 17th from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Hard Ballroom in Newark. Details are on the bottom. That is 3739 Bloomfield Avenue in Newark. $15 virtually, $25 at the door. $1,000. That's a lot of bread. Peace to Brother God Sent. Yeah, so if y'all need something to do on Sunday, grab you a mask and go do that. And moving on, I'd like to highlight some products. Well, a line that my dear brother Jim Jefferson started, and it is Fox City, baby. Wait, let me get the other one. I have the scalp oil, the beard balm, and the beard oil, because as you see, I'm bald-headed as fuck. So the scalp oil keeps me from having a very ashy scalp because I mean nothing's unsexier than like an ashy head. Um, this smells really fucking good. Even if you're now bald headed, even if you just want to like keep like your scalp moist and stuff, definitely get this. For the fellas, but the beards, definitely the beard balm. This shit smells so. I mean, they both smell good, but this is my shit. He also has a beard wash and beard conditioner. FoxCityBeard.com. You want to check that out? Yeah. So peace to my brother Gem. Peace to brother Godson. Um, if you want to know more information about the Poetry Slam, you can follow Godson at Real Godson. That is at RealGodsent. Or you can follow at Cryout Cave. Oh yeah, and at Fox City on Instagram. All right, family. I guess it's time to wrap things up. Let's take it home, baby. Intense, 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 How y'all out there tonight? Yeah, I know we said we off the mic, but we on the mic now. I'm doing this shit on this mic, bro. Like, I feel sorry for like my neighbors and all that shit. Like, it's alright. Yeah. 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 all night. Making babies. Ass shaking, clapping, got the earth quaking. Yeah, I want your lips, move your body like this. I want your lips, move your body like this. Yeah, I like all night. Making babies. Ass shaking, clapping, got the earth quaking. Yeah, I want your lips, move your body like this. Yeah, I want your lips, move your body like this. Stop, pause. Let me take your picture, baby. I just feel to give you a picture, baby. Every time that I get you, baby, we got time to lose. Looking at this, give your mind a cruise. Touch my body, it's kinda smooth. All this time, you don't confuse. I know you're afraid. It's sort of insane. How I take that pain. Just your name, you when I ride in my plane. For the sake of me, man, we can talk off your title. Also, they rock it up. You know, I don't know, so wrong. That's my song, and now you're gonna get all boy up all night. Yeah, say, I'm sure that move your body like this. So move your body like this. Up all night. Kicking baby. Ass shaking, clapping, got the earth wicked. Yeah, I want your lips, move your body like this. Yeah, I want your lips, move your body like this. Move your body like this. Move your body like this. All right, I'll do one more. Why not, right? Why not? Everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for staying. For those of you who are still here, thank you for staying. Yeah, body, face, I love in this place. That chocolate kind of shade. He rock it with late, cause I'm better than a motherfucker. You should have a brother. I like to finish another thing. Mad in the world, fucker. I'm Joneses, put this house all up in your Moses. Sooner we get in this Moses, give me that accolades to them Moses. So I'm gonna come and get so up. I'm finna go up. On a Tuesday, I'm trying to roll up. I'm Tuesday, going to get your low up. Since we can't go to the club, I'm gonna bring it to you. Fuck it. I'm so listening to what the sensei. What's on your head? I'm thinking of that thing. You're the one that is that just clearly the I want to have that he comes to me and he's up there now. I to with it, broke his eyes with a stop in a cup of tin. Yeah, so let's tell you, be one. I'm going to honor the be I say, you want to run it, no darling, and I want to. You don't want to don't do. My soul don't have to don't do. Right? Say, you want to love it, you want darling, and I want to. I say, you want darling, and I want to. thank you guys for coming. Sticking around for the first episode of Off the Mic. Um, be on the lookout for the information and details for next month's episode. If you know anybody that has a Black-owned business, have them contact me on Instagram at the_ism3000, THE_IZM3000. Black Boy Wonderment available now on all streaming platforms. I.36 out now and available on all streaming platforms. And thank you, Mr. Bozeman, out now on all streaming platforms. I love y'all, family. Have a good evening. Be good to each other. Be safe. Go after your shit, whatever your shit is. Uh, Write that book, sew them dresses, sing them songs, write them songs, make them beats. Whatever has been put into you, it is up to you to bring it to fruition. Y'all have a good evening. Love y'all.